Hi, and welcome back to Module 2, Part 2 of Mindset or Beliefs, Strategies, and Organizational Skills. You know, I hope you're enjoying this series. Just a thought real quick. After my 21 years in this industry, I really appreciate the fact that LifeVantage has free, easy, duplicatable tools that we can use to grow our organizations. So without any further delay, let's jump right in and get into Module 2, Part 2 of Mindset, Strategies, and Organizational Skills. I hope you're enjoying it. You always want to set up a specific date and time to follow up. Every conversation must conclude with a date and time you will follow up. We know from the proven plan that only 48% of the people follow up once, 24% will follow up twice, 14% 3 times, 12% 4 times, and only 6% of the people will follow up 5 times, and yet 60% of all sales come from this group. Cardinal rule number 1, remember, the 3 most important factors in sales are follow up, and follow up. Because this is such a big point, people in the industry have said the fortune is in the follow-up. Use the tracking sheet in the blueprint, an Excel spreadsheet, or a database to track your contacts. Write down the important points during your conversation so you can refer back to them rather than depending on memory. You must fill your pipeline with prospects. Cardinal rule number 2, resist the temptation of saying anything about our business during the initial contact. Here's some examples. Your prospect says, "Well, what's it about?" My response, "Jim, I don't want to blow this for you. It's only 12 minutes. You've got to see it for yourself. It's like seeing a movie, going to a World Series or a concert. There's no way I can possibly describe what you'll see. You've got to see it for yourself." If they continue to push back and even say, "Well, if you don't tell me, then forget it," I say, "Okay, Jim, I'm sorry you feel that way. It's a mind blower. Let's speak again soon. If you change your mind and decide to watch this 5-minute video, let me know, okay? Goodbye." That's it. End of conversation. This is known as a takeaway. When we were kids and there was a toy around, even if we weren't playing with it, if mom, dad, or someone else had interest in it and took it away, we'd cry. Don't fall into the trap of trying to explain this. I guarantee you'll lose. Use the takeaway. If you don't, they will not be interested if you try to tell the story. Besides, no one can do the product or opportunity justice like the ABC Primetime or the companion follow-up video can. Next, get your money back and help your new enrollees get their money back as soon as possible. You'll have 13 bottles of Protandim. Your cost is $40 plus shipping and tax where applicable. In California, it's around $50. If you hold 1 back for yourself if you're single or 2 if you're married, you'll have 11 or 12 to sell. By showing the ABC and follow-up video, people are going to want to buy the bottle. You'll either earn $550 if you sell 11 bottles or $600 if you sell 12. That'll nearly cover your entire investment. Now, when I do call back and I say, "What did you like best about what you saw or heard?" and they say, "Well, if this is half true, I'd love to get the product," I say, "Do you want to buy wholesale or retail?" And what do 99.9999% of the people say? They want to buy wholesale. So I say, "Great, it's $40 plus tax and shipping." And I start asking them the questions. You know, I'm going to need your address where you want it shipped to. I'm going to need a credit card. And by the way, before I place that order, I say, "There is a huge opportunity. Would you be interested in hearing more?" And that's it. Okay, so to follow up with the bottles and selling the bottles, you can sell your bottles in an hour, a day, or a weekend, a week or a month. It's entirely up to you and dependent on your motivation, taking action, and how fast you want to get your money back. Next, when you enroll your first 3 people with a Vantage Pack, you'll earn $210 on each, and that's paid weekly. So if you sell your 11 bottles and just enroll 1 person, your business is now in the black. Everything else is profit. In my real estate business, my overhead was around $12,000 a month. My initial investment was over $50,000, and it took years to get my investment back. In LifeVantage, you can be profitable your first week if you want to. It's just numbers. How many people are you willing to call? How many follow-ups are you willing to do? And how much time will you spend helping your people duplicate? My first check in MLM, or network marketing, some 21 years ago was $52. I hardly thought it was worth it based on my time invested. By the 6th month, I was earning over $7,000 a month, and it was a bit more enticing. By my 18th month, I had earned over $50,000 that month. I just refused to quit. Quitters never win, and winners never quit. In the beginning, we're grossly underpaid for the effort we put into our MLM business, but eventually we're grossly overpaid for our effort expended. Like any business, it takes time to grow and mature, which brings me back to why buy a Vantage Pack. Look, the Vantage Pack is the key to the short-term money, which allows you to stay in the game long enough to enjoy the big back-end payoff. Look, if you just enroll 2 people a month with a Vantage Pack, you'll earn around $500 a month, or $6,000 a year. With interest rates where they are today, you'd have to invest around $300,000 at 2% to earn $6,000 a year. If you enroll 1 Vantage Pack a week, you'll earn just over $1,100 a month, or around $13,000 a year. Remember, we get paid weekly and monthly, so 52 times 260. Now, you'd have to invest $650,000 at 2%. Meanwhile, while you're building what I'll call the front end, your back end residual check will continue to grow. This is the magic of compounding. In Dr. Tom Barrett's book, Dare to Dream, Work to Win, which is available on Amazon, he talks about the magic for compounding. Would you take $1 million today or a penny doubled over the next 30 days? Well, if you took the $1 million, you'd be sorry. You see, a penny a day in 30 days is worth $5.3 million. And in 31 days, it's worth $10.6 million. That's the magic of compounding. The same principle applies here. If you get started this month, find a good friend you want to lock arms with, and you both agree to just bring in 1 new person each and every month, and those people who come in agree to do the same, here's what would happen in just 12 months. Month 1, 2 of you. Month 2, 4. Month 3, 8. Month 4, 16. Then 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024, 2048. In month 12, you'd have 4,096 people on your team. Now, if we extrapolate just one of the 7 ways we get paid and say it's an average of about 5%, here's what you'd earn your 12th month. Your check would be $40,960. This does not include the coded bonus, 30% check match, or the bonus pools. Your volume would be 819,200. You'd be a Pro 9 and nearly a Pro 10 the very next month. Just 1 person a month. Think that's doable? It absolutely is, and it's all about belief. Numbers don't lie. Okay, so what does this mean? Well, you'd have to invest $24,578,000 at 2% to receive $40,960 a month. Ever think you'll have that kind of money? And if you do, what kind of shape are you going to be in to enjoy it? Here, it could happen in a year or 2 if you put that pedal to the metal and have a willingness to work and that burning desire. Where in the world, besides the lottery, could you earn this kind of money in a year? You don't have any time to analyze this. Analysis causes paralysis. You've got to get into action now. Okay, we've just rounded third base. We're heading for home. This concludes Module 2, Part 2. We'll spend just a few minutes finishing this segment on Module 3, Part 3. Thank you, and see you on the next module.